Chatting with Cherubs.
Hello, welcome to Chatting with Cherubs. I'm Gearóid Farrelly, and I am here with the wonderful
Morgan Rees, and I'm here with the even spookier than last week.
Ooh, spooky Josh Jones. We should apologise. We thought we didn't know when Halloween was. I know when Halloween is, but I didn't know when this were coming out. So we did the Halloween special a week early, really. And but also, and I should do a disclaimer as well. If you haven't seen the bonus episode, I'm in a bunk bed because I'm away on tour and I'm staying in a bunk bed. I spoke about it in the bonus episode. Does the bonus episode go out before the main episode, or does it go out the Tuesday after?
It's the Tuesday before.
I didn't know which order it went out in. Anyway, so
always the professional, Josh.
Please don't attack me. I'm in a bunk bed. I've not come here to be attacked, but I
kick a man while they're down.
Yeah,
in a bunk bed.
Yeah, I'm in a bunk bed. So
when we say down, we mean bottom bunk.
But can I say one thing that I forgot? Since we recorded the Halloween special, so I had a Saturday night off, very exciting in comedy. So me and my two best friends growing up, Beth and Holly, we did an ooky spooky Halloween night watching Halloween films. And we did a thing that I think everyone should try on Halloween, because we was watching the film Halloween. We tried we all tried to do it. Do you know Michael Myers, the villain in Halloween? Do you know when he died, when he's like on the floor, you're like, oh my God, you think he's dead. But then he does a very creepy plank, but makes no noise and sits up straight. Do you know what I mean when they do that in the films?
Yeah.
So we was all trying to see if we could do it without going, and none of us could do it silently. We were all like,
oh God. I would need about 20 people to sit on my toes to be able to do that.
Yeah.
I'm so lobs. That's a really fun game. Really fun.
You should all practice it this Halloween and see who can do it.
Did you play Halloween games? We did.
Did you play?
Well, I did, like the bobbing for apples.
Oh, of course.
Yeah, and then, or you'd have your hands tied behind your back and you'd have to like take a bite out of the apple and it would be like on a rope from the door.
No.
The other one we used to do was a nut race, which was like...
What's a nut race? It sounds a bit racier than I thought.
Yeah, it's like a potato sack, but just with the ball sacks.
Yeah.
No, you got like a monkey nut, and then you had to like roll it with your nose.
Oh.
And to whoever, like it was like a race. But I used to always cheat. I always used to pick the nut up in my mouth and just like crawl.
The game we played when I was younger, which I played, was What Time Is It, Mr. Wolf? And that seems a bit Halloween-y.
How do you play that?
I can't remember the rules of that.
So, oh God, it's kind of like, so you're all at one side of the room, and then I'm at the other side facing the wall, and you like creep towards me, and then I turn around.
Oh.
Is that not what
so
time
that
it
game
is,
in
Mr.
Squid
Wolf?
Game then, when they all get shot?
Doesn't sound right.
Round.
Doesn't sound like...
Well, do you know what? My parents did the best with what they had, Gearóid.
Yeah.
So
and if
we
they had to
couldn't
dress
afford...
up like a wolf and keep us entertained for hours.
Yeah. We couldn't afford barrels.
We couldn't afford monkey nuts, actually, Gearóid.
Also, if anyone's listening to this who knows me, be like, I was like, my parents have never been together all of my life. so I never played games with my parents. It was like, yeah. So I've only ever seen them in the same room once in my whole entire life.
Really?
Yeah, when I chopped my finger off. I had to lose a limb to get them in the same room.
And the next time you'll see them, it'll be your wedding day. They're all finger related. Just you'll have to chop your finger off or put something on your finger and they come calling.
Yeah, so that's the only time I've seen them in a room.
God.
Do you know what?
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I'm exactly the same. The only time I've ever seen my parents together was in A&E.
Yeah.
Why were you in A&E?
I kept on breaking my legs and my bones when I was a kid.
Just to get them in the same room.
Yeah, it was really sad.
Yeah,
me throwing myself down the stairs, going,
Yeah, just in the bathroom with a hammer, just going, I just want to be a family again.
Do you know, like when you'd see a grid that was a bit open on the street, and you thought, well, if I jump down that, I can get compo. Morgan was like, if I jump down that, maybe we could get Christmas together. It's a bit dark. But I don't know why I'm taking the piss.
Comedy podcast.
Yeah, I don't know why I'm taking the piss. We have the exact same story. That was one thing I think we spoke maybe bonded about. Actually, yeah, neither of our parents were together any time during our lives.
Oh.
Yeah, no, the idea of mum and dad always. Oh my God, this is so. Janek's struggling to sleep at the moment. So I said, my mum used to sing me this song. And you know Summertime by...
Where's your daddy gone? Where's your daddy gone?
Who let the dogs out? Yeah, yeah, I just had party anthems. That's what my mum used to sing to me whenever I needed to go to sleep. I go, Mum, why are you putting that bald cap? Oh, Mum's going to be Pitbull to get me to sleep. Okay, I get it now. But I never quite worked it out. My mum always used to sing, summertime and the living is easy.
Yeah.
Swimmer jumping and the bottom is high. Your daddy's rich and your mother's good looking. I always used to love my mum singing that. And I said, my mum always used to sing me this song, sang it to Janek. And he said, why did you love your mum singing that? I said, well, it was the only time my mum would say dad without any disdain in her voice. and then I turned over and I went, Janek, you sleeping? He went, no, I'm crying. That's so sad. I'm sorry.
So you're in a relationship where you sing to each other and cry together. I mean,
yeah,
that's so gay.
It's either the sign of a strong. Yeah, it's really gay.
Really
it's
gay.
The sign of either a weak relationship or a strong relationship, isn't it? It depends how you read it.
If I was in bed and told my boyfriend that, I was like, I can't sleep, he'd just offer to suffocate me.
just
want me to choke you out?
Do you know just a little bit more about divorced parents, because it is quite funny. I find it hilarious, right? I find it really funny because they've never been together. They actually was going through a divorce whilst my mum was pregnant, which I think is fucking just so funny. And but audiences don't really like you speaking about it. And I remember I tried speaking about making this routine, but audiences just didn't really like it. But I thought it was so funny about, did you ever have this, Morgan? I think this is really relatable if you grew up with divorced parents. When you come home from your dad's and you go to your mum's, did you ever get interrogated and be like, oh, where did you go? Who was there? Oh, was she
yeah,
there?
100%. That's what I think. Fake news doesn't work on children of divorce, because we've grown up with fake news.
Yeah.
The amount of times your parents would talk shit about each other, and because you're a kid, you would believe anything at the time. Like the amount of lies they used to tell about each other, I can really whiff out fake news.
Well, my stepmom's been with my dad more or less all my life, right? And all my life actually. And my stepmom, I don't know what, it was just, there was a load of stuff going on, and I don't think my stepmom wanted my mum knowing what my stepmom looked like. And there was some holiday photos, right, of me, and it was me and my brother, because we used to always go to a caravan in France. We drove down every year, and my stepmom had a picture of me, but she wanted my mum to have a copy of it, so she cut out, it was cut her head, and you just saw my stepmom used to really look after herself and stuff. She just saw an amazing figure with a tits out in a bikini, and then her kid and then gave it my mum.
That's superb.
Oh, my mum was fuming.
That she kept her body in the photo.
Yeah.
You're
Well,
betrayed.
much for it.
Yeah, my mum never knew what she looked like, though. I think she did. Well, she saw her in hospital when I chopped my finger off.
No, so she just kept on going around leisure centres trying to clock the body.
Yeah.
God, what was
In
more
fact-
stressful? The fact that your finger was in another room or the fact that all your family were in the one room?
No, this isn't even a joke. When I came out of the operation, because I had my mum on one side of me and my dad on the other side of me, I woke up and was like, am I dead? Because I'd never seen them in the same room. I was like, oh my God, am I dead? I didn't think they'd ever be in the same room. Because my dad used to pick me up from my mum's, but he wouldn't really come to the door. So like, and he'd barely even stop the car. So every time my dad was getting us, it was like, was in a fucking getaway. It was like, quick, come on, she can see me. Quick, get in. It was not an amicable divorce at all. So I used to just sit on the wall and wait for my dad to come. Just sat on my mum's wall.
And then when he would drop you off, you had to tuck and roll out of the moving car, wasn't it? Go, go, go. Like it was Black Ops helicopter. Go, 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 go. So, Gro, just for balance, what's it like having a family that's still parents together?
It's really boring. Yeah, it's just none of that really. I think my parents were the first people they ever went out with.
Really?
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and they stayed together. Yeah, isn't that mad? I think I do think that it gave me like a really odd perception of. I just was like, well, obviously, then the first person I meet, I'm going to fall in love with and get married to.
Yeah,
that didn't happen. Actually,
my mum's first husband was my dad. And then by the time I was like 8 or 9, she'd met my second stepdad, so her third husband. So my first 10 years was a bit mad, actually.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, bit mental.
So she's had 3 husbands?
Yeah, 3 husbands. So she got with me first stepdad when I were about 6 months or a year or whatever. I think they split up when I were about 6. And then, she got with my second stepdad when I was about 8. And then they got married when I was about 10 or something like that. But can I just tell you one funny thing about my dad picking me up that I just remembered, right? So my dad had a Toyota Space Cruiser, right? And it's like a proper old banger. Let me try and find a picture for you. But it would break down all the time, and all my mates would like take the piss out of me because it was like a people carrier. I don't know how to explain it. Let me try and find. Yeah, can you see that?
Oh
yeah, we can see it. Yeah, so it's like a people carrier. Very like this one's very silver, very rigid. It's giving very 90s. It looks
like an iron.
Yeah, it looks like a big iron. But it would always break down and stuff. But when I was younger, my dad was quite skint, and then when I were about 13, he got a different job and he earned a bit more money. And in that, then like everything changed. We got double glazing and everything. But the main thing that changed was so one day he came to my mum's and he went, right, we have to walk to mine because the Space Cruisers broke down. And I was like, all right. Because it happened so much, it broke down so much that I was like, all right, whatever. So we're walking. And then when we were walking, we was on a street near my mum's, and there was a Kia, like another people carrier because there's 4 kids. But it's a Kia, right? And my dad will like, that car looked good, doesn't it? And he was like, and then my brother was like, yeah. And my dad started like looking in the thing and he went, the door's unlocked. And he like unlocked the door and he went, get in the car. And I started crying like, no, Dad, we can't rob a car. And my dad was like, fucking get in. And he was like, no. And he went, get in the fucking car now. And like threw me in this car, right? And then he started like driving and he put the key in. I didn't even notice because I was crying, right? So my brother's in the front. I'm in the back of the car like, no, don't rob a car. We can't go to prison. I was about 13, 14 14. So at the time,
I genuinely thought you were a lot younger.
No, I was about 14.
I thought you were 6.
No, I was about 14 years old. So by this time, I was like smoking with mates, and I thought I was like an absolute gangster. My dad put me in this car, and I was like, "Oh my God, no, Dad, don't rob the car." So I'm like skriking, and my dad's like, "Shut the fuck up!" Like really, like shut the fuck up. And I'm like,
"What's your brother doing throughout this?"
I can't remember. I think he must have been laughing or like really on it.
Yeah.
And I were just like, no, like screaming in the car. And then my dad just burst out laughing, and he went, "I bought it, you knobhead." And I was just like, oh, all right. How traumatizing is that?
That's pretty traumatizing. I'm quite traumatized on your behalf.
Yeah, that's a really top notch prank to play on your kid, though.
It's pretty good.
That is good.
Yeah, you have to give it to him. It's pretty good.
Did your parents ever play any tricks on you, Gearóid?
Yeah, they did. They definitely did stuff like that. They would like my mom and dad had a very good sense of humor. You know, like I remember, they would always do stuff like, they would always pretend, you know, like things like, you know, is it Christmas? We forgot, you know, they would just, they did a good sense of humor. Like I remember, one time when I was a kid, my mother broke my dad's nose by accident because, they were playing chasing around like the doors because it was like 2 doors into the one room, and they were I don't know, it was something to do with like my dad on a Friday used to always bring us home chocolate, and he said, "Oh no, we didn't get chocolate," and my mom wanted to eat the chocolate because I think the younger ones were in bed, and she was like, no, you can't have it out, and they were messing like running around the 2 doors, and then they actually both ran the same way, and then she broke his nose. Yeah. I didn't have that much childhood trauma in my house, to be honest. It was a very
So why did you become a comedian?
I was bullied at school, so yeah, it's all very dark.
There we go.
There's always, you know, it's like, you never have to scratch too far.
No. And can I just say I'm glad that you was, because if not, you wouldn't be here now. So I'm glad.
Yeah.
I wish they took it further, actually.
Maybe this podcast would be even a bigger hit if we really proper bullied you.
Gotta be honest, absolutely nothing compared to what I suffer on this podcast.
And I'm trying to get Morgan under control, so don't worry about that.
Yeah. We have to find Gearóid's bullies from school and thank them. We have to go up to them and say, you know those horrible things you said.
Every so often I get an email from them. Just a random person will just email me and like do this apology or something, you know?
Really?
Yeah, I've had a few. Yeah, I've had like maybe 3.
Are they're only doing that now because you're famous and you have a platform, isn't it?
And I don't know, like, because there was some before that, like where I think it's just people going through midlife crisis, or it's people that are like, they've realized their son's gay or something, I guess.
Yeah.
Oh.
Maybe that's it. It's like,
I wonder if there's any of them who still sit there and be like, I battered him. They see you on telly. Well, oh my God, look at that bum boy dancing.
Wait a minute, I recognise that bum boy.
Yeah.
One of my friends a PI. He's also a friend. If you're listening to this, I adore you. We haven't seen you in a little while, but it's always someone that would never get a proper job. And then you just go, what are you up to now? So I'm a private investigator. And
Do I know them?
Yeah, I'll tell you off the podcast. It's an old comedy promoter. And
but
they're now a personal investigator.
Message me now. I need to know now. I've got the main thing about being a PI is I need to know the information straight away.
You're the impatient PI, basically.
Yeah.
Apparently, though,
you're an IPI.
What they spend a lot of time doing, though, is like just basically taking photographs of like people that they think are having affairs.
Yeah.
I think that'd be a great job. I would love that. I have a decent camera. I use it for gigs.
What would your favourite thing about it be? The chase, the taking the photos, being sneaky, or the presenting? A bit like at the end of an Agatha Christie or one of those cozy murder things where you get everyone in a room and you present the case and you present
I'd say
the
you don't
evidence
do that. I'd
and
say
you
you
give
just
the
email
deduction.
photographs and an invoice.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
I think it'll be when you get the photo. It's the moment when you go, gotcha. Every time I got the right photo, I'd go, gotcha. And then when I've gone, gotcha, that'd be my catchphrase. Gotcha.
Gotcha.
I'd love to be sneaky like that. I think that would just be so much fun.
Yeah, I'm just not very good at keeping secrets.
Are you not?
Yeah.
If it was something really important, then yeah. But I mean, like, my own secrets, I have no secrets.
I'm rubbish at keeping secrets.
I've tried to keep my own secrets. I've said everything bad I've ever done on stage in front of hundreds of people. It's not even an open book. It's a spray painting on a wall just saying slag. The things I remember doing. I remember being really ashamed of something that I did and be like, God, that's quite awful. And then I spoke about it on stage. So I was like, oh, fuck it. And on a podcast. So I was like, oh, fuck it. It's out there now.
I will say this. Janet once told me, he said, hey, that conversation we had the other day didn't happen. And I went, cool, wicked. I went straight home and I cut out the podcast. What were you like as a secret keeper, Gearóid?
Yeah, I'm like that as well. Though the amount of times I've had to cut something out of the podcast just because, and it's not even that it's not even that I want to share it. It's that you just get so excited when you're talking about stuff, and then you say something, and then 2 days later you think, oh my God, I can't have that out there.
Yeah. I'm one of those gossips that has convinced herself they're not a gossip. So I'm like, I'm not getting involved. But this is everything I know.
Yeah.
That's
you do what you want to do, but this is exactly what I'll judge you for.
Keep my name out of it. I don't want to be involved. But if I was in this situation, this is what I would do step by step. Don't worry, I've done a graph. So come over here.
Have any of you seen this new thing about how they're doing like a crossover between Agatha Christie and the Mr. Men?
I read that this morning. Yeah.
It's so weird. Like, I think the Mr. Men is very odd. Like, I had to look at the website this morning because I read the story and I was like, Mr. Men, I haven't looked at them in years. Like, Mr. Tickle, like he's the OG predator.
Yeah.
Like, just waving his big arms around.
They actually changed his name. His first name was Creepy Uncle, and then they changed it.
Mr. Tickle, yeah.
And there's also like, you know, I think is it Mrs. Messy, Little Miss Messy, who's like, she's just a scribble. Like,
yeah.
But I think, I don't know.
Do you know what though? Miss Messy, if they did it now, Miss Messy wouldn't be like a scribble. It'd be like some pissed girl who's like, your boyfriend's a cunt, and he messaged me on Instagram. He's like, he's been in my DMs for weeks. And you know,
yeah, look, here's his dick.
Yeah.
No, I was going to go the other way. I think Miss Messy's now Miss ADHD. I think.
Yeah.
But like they're doing this crossover with Agatha Christie, so they've got like Miss Marple and Mr. Poirot. But like, how are they going to do this for kids?
Yeah, Little Miss Murdered. What is it going to be?
Yeah.
Like, where does it go? They're the only two characters.
Yeah, I don't know what they're going to do. Like, is it going to be like Death on the Train, or like, is the Mr. Men, like, they never really did much. Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
they went to the shops, you know, past Mr. Tickle in a bush. Tell their kids to stay away from him.
But they're doing a few mergers as well. So they're doing the Agatha Christie. But did you not read that they're doing the Silence of the Lambs, Miss Cannibal?
Yeah.
Mr.
Hannibal.
Yeah.
Miss Clarice.
Yeah.
Clarice.
I think they do need to update them. Like, they'll need to have like Mr. Alt-Right or Mr. Incel. Like,
yeah,
just wearing chinos with tiki lamps.
yeah. Mr. Incel stayed in again today.
Yeah,
Mr. Incel's mother was tat 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 on his door. Not now, Mum. I'm lonely.
Mr. Incel hates all those bitches.
Have you seen the Ed Gein thing on Netflix?
No.
So they did a series about Ed Gein, but
who's Ed Gein?
So he was like he dug up a load of bodies, he killed some people, and he like did a load of stuff with their skin. I haven't seen the series yet, but I know about him. James watched the series and said it wasn't that good, but my friend Holly was like, "It's amazing." But I'm in a film mode anyway. But you just reminded me of that because that's a bit incel. Do you know, like when loads of people murder and stuff, they always blame the mum.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've always got weird relationships with the mums. Sorry, I've made it a bit dark, but it is Halloween. It's Halloween.
Well, are they going to have other mergers as well, do you think? So is it going to be like Mr. Taggart, Mr. Foyle's War, Mr. Only Murders
Mr.
in
Line
the
of
Building?
Yeah.
Yeah. There's Miss
Scott and Bailey.
And there might be a Miss Scott and Miss Bailey.
That'd be really good. Oh my God, I'd love that. That would be the crossover we need.
I'm surprised he never did a Mr. Men TV show.
They did.
Oh, well, I've just missed it.
Happy Valley literally sounds like somewhere they would live, doesn't it?
Yeah, Happy Valley, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Speaking of Manchester, though, what's going on with Manchester Pride? When I read the whole story about Manchester Pride going bankrupt, the first thing I thought was, I guarantee it they were relying on Josh to win quizzes.
Yeah, that
was it. Yeah, it just so happened to be when Josh's mastermind on the pod, he recorded it, hasn't come out.
I can say I was on Mastermind, I just can't say where I placed.
Yeah.
Yeah. I might have won.
You might have done.
I've never won.
Well, I hope you did
quiz
the way you talked to me on the quiz.
Oh yeah,
because if you didn't, Josh, well, those tables are going to revolve.
Yeah, but like the questions I asked you two, oh my God, they could not get easier. Like it's actually embarrassing.
People get annoyed in the comments. I actually had a look at the comments today, and people were getting like, "These questions are so simple. I feel so sorry for Josh."
Yeah. Do you know how hard it is? I'm never the cleverest one. Do you know how hard it is being the intelligent one in this group? It's embarrassing. When I'm the smart one.
Oh. But I mean, like, if we went on Mastermind, our special subject wouldn't be Josh's favourite things.
They should be, though. They should be.
Exactly. Excellent point. Although, I want to be honest with you. I do consider myself a little bit stupid because when I was reading that Mr. Men thing this morning, I was looking at all the names of the Mr. Men, and there was one, and it was Mr. Busy, but I read it as Mr. Bussy, and I was like, that's a bit much. There was like, Gearóid, no, stop it. Like, read, learn to read.
But because I'm dyslexic, I get that every single day. And I read stuff. Sometimes you just read stuff and it's just completely somewhat mad. And then you just laughing to yourself in the street because you're looking at a shop sign and you look mental.
Laughing at a shop sign. Where's Josh? Oh, he's just looking at boots, laughing.
Yeah.
I did it as material in my first show, but I never recorded it. I don't know. Did I ever tell the story about here where I misread a line when I was doing an acting job?
No.
Did I ever say that on here?
No.
I was doing an acting. It was the first ever scene I did with Shobna Gulti, and I had one line. She had to do this big speech, this emotional, inspiring speech. And then afterwards, I was supposed to go, okay. Written, okay. But I read it as ook. So Shopner was doing a proper Valley's accent. And she was going, we're going to build stronger together. We're going to be part of a family. And because as a family, we can grow. As a family, we can build. As a family, we will turn this valley upside down and all for the better. And I went, ooh. Because my character was really weird. And I thought that's what I had to do. The director took me aside and went, it's okay. I went, oh, thank Lord. I thought I was doing it wrong.
Speaking of actors, do you know who I met in Paddington Station yesterday?
Oh,
Tracy Ullman.
You didn't even give us time to guess. Do you know who I met? And you literally said straight away I was going to guess, and I was about to say Tracy Ullman.
Really? How did it? You keep on meeting all these brilliantly famous female actors.
I was literally just standing there waiting for my train to come up on the board, like right to the platform, and she was just sitting in front of me, and I was like, "That's Tracy Ullman. Why is nobody talking to Tracy Ullman?"
I don't know her. I've just Googled her. I don't know her.
Oh, she's amazing. Yeah, I did. I was just like, I just said it really like quietly, just as I was walking by. I was like, "You're amazing."
Yeah.
And she was like, "Oh, thank you," and she just patted my arm. Yeah. She's like, "Fuck off, you weirdo."
Can you hear someone in the hotel hoovering?
No.
Oh, it's how.
Well, that's impressive. At least they're hoovering.
Yeah. It's a penis pump. You don't know. It's just next door through the wall. Tracy Ullman, it was her TV show that The Simpsons was created.
Yeah. Yeah, and do you know what? Apparently she got a piece of it.
No way.
Yeah, she got a piece of it. She got like a little percentage of The Simpsons. Like a little percentage of The Simpsons is.
Does
I don't know what she was doing in Paddington Station.
Did she tell you that in the train station?
Yeah, she was like, you know what?
I got a little percentage of The Simpsons, you know.
Yeah, exactly. She was eating, because she was eating a banana.
Gearóid's so rubbish at keeping a secret. She said, keep this between you and me.
Just don't say this on your podcast. Yeah,
I spoke over you, Gearóid.
But can you imagine, like, being, like, how long is The Simpsons going? Like, what?
I think it's up to, as long as we've been born, I think it is 30 years.
I met one of the creators, one of the writers.
Really?
Yeah, well, he was doing a speech. This was about 10, maybe 11 years ago, doing a speech in Salford, and it was sold out, and it was like a teaching sort of seminar thing, and it was sold out. So I could go to it. I volunteered to be one of the people running about with the microphones.
Yeah.
But then I got to say hello. But yeah, I got to volunteer to be. So when I'm like, you've got a question, here's your question. So then you get to watch the seminar for free. That's the sort of things I used to do when I had dreams and ambitions. Would never do that now. I'd have to get paid to go.
Yeah. I'd imagine you were like a real judgy bitch when you were handing out the microphone as well. Yeah. It's like, that's your question. Man from The Simpsons, and that's all you have to ask. Why don't you just say, what's your favourite colour? It's yellow.
Yellow, yeah.
Hi, hello, and that is the end of the episode. Thank you so much for listening. We have a main episode every Thursday and a bonus pub quiz every Tuesday. And if you are enjoying these, do please like, do please subscribe, do please comment. It really helps move it up that algorithm. And just a quick little plug from me. Today, the 31st of October, my tour is on sale. God, what was that? What the announcement was? I'm so surprised. And yes, the show's called What a Bummer. I'm going all over the UK and Ireland. I'd love to see you there. Please buy tickets. But yep, we'll put the links wherever you need them. Go on to morganreescomedy.co.uk. Josh,
So also today, the 31st, should be the day that my extra dates go on sale. So we're adding about 17 or extra dates of this tour for next year. So it's going to end up being a big bloody tour. Didn't really plan to do it on the same day as Morgan. I feel like I've turned up to his wedding in a wedding dress. So I feel quite bad about that. But it's happened. And my extra dates are on sale. They're my Welsh dates and a lot more around the north because, let's be honest, I sell a lot better in the north. So, loads of dates. Go and have a look. Thank you very much. Gearóid.
I have got dates on in the UK. We've just changed. I'm not doing Museum of Comedy now. I'm doing Leicester Square Theatre in London. So please go to that because I'm terrified. And also, we're adding dates in Bristol and Birmingham. So they should be on sale by the time this goes
Nice.
and I'm doing Barcelona in December.
Yeah.
Don't know why.
That's awesome.
Should be fun. Gearóidfarrelly.com.
I hear that your London support's really fit as well. That's all I'm saying.
Yes, my London support is a cherub.
Yeah, I'm doing it.
Yeah, it's
So if you want to see a sneak peek of me,
He couldn't
Double
afford
cherub.
me.
yeah. Josh knocked it back. He made me wait weeks.
I said no. Pay for my travel
Yeah.
and a bunk bed.
yeah. Yeah. He took 6 weeks to say no. It's been very upsetting.
Thank you so much for listening, everybody. We'll see you next week. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Chatting with Cherubs.